In the heart of Whispering Woods, where snowflakes danced like tiny fairies, lived a little squirrel named Squeaky. Squeaky wasn't just any squirrel. He had the fluffiest tail, the twitchiest nose, and a heart full of curiosity. Winter was Squeaky's favorite season. The world was blanketed in soft white snow, and the air was crisp and clean. But this winter felt different. A quiet hush had fallen over the woods. The usual cheerful chirps and chattering of his friends were gone. Squeaky missed the morning songs of Robin Redbreast, the busy rustling of Barnaby the Badger, and even the grumpy but friendly grunts of Old Man Bear. The woods were beautiful but lonely. One morning, while digging for his hidden stash of acorns, Squeaky's paw hit something hard. It wasn't an acorn or a rock. It was a small wooden whistle carved with intricate swirls that looked like winter winds. He picked it up and blew. A soft, clear note floated through the air, shimmering like frost. Suddenly, a tiny snowdrift nearby wiggled. Out popped a head with long, floppy ears. It was Oliver the rabbit. "Squeaky, you found it," Oliver exclaimed, his nose twitching with excitement. "Found what?" Squeaky asked, confused. "The winter whistle." Oliver hopped closer. "Legend says it can only be heard by those with winter's magic in their hearts." Squeaky looked at the whistle, then at his empty, quiet surroundings. "But where is everyone? Why is the forest so silent?" Oliver's ears drooped. "It's the great winter slumber," he whispered. "A magical sleep has fallen over the woods. Only the sound of true friendship can wake everyone up. The whistle is the key, but one note isn't enough." Squeaky's heart sank a little. How could he, a small squirrel, create a sound of true friendship? But looking at Oliver's hopeful face, he knew he had to try. "We'll do it together," Squeaky declared, a new determination in his voice. "Where do we start?" Oliver's eyes lit up. "We need to find the 3 friendship gems. The gem of laughter, the gem of kindness, and the gem of courage. Each one will add its own magic to the whistle's song." Their first quest was for the gem of laughter, hidden at the top of Giggling Hill, a place known for its slippery slopes that made even the most serious creatures tumble and laugh. The climb was tough. For every 2 steps forward, they slid 1 step back. Squeaky slipped on a patch of ice, spinning like a top before landing in a soft pile of snow. Oliver, trying to help, tripped over his own feet and rolled down beside him, his long ears flapping wildly. They looked at each other, covered in snow, and burst into laughter. Their giggles echoed across the hill, and at the very top something began to glow. There it was, a bright, sunny yellow gem, pulsating with joyful energy. As Squeaky touched it, the gem dissolved into a shimmering light that flowed into the whistle. He blew a note, and this time it sounded like tinkling bells and happy chuckles. Next was the gem of kindness, located in the cozy den of Old Man Bear. This was tricky. Old Man Bear was in a deep slumber, and they couldn't wake him. "The gem is said to be near whatever he treasures most," Oliver whispered. They tiptoed inside. The den was warm and smelled of pine and honey. In the corner, curled up beside the snoring bear, was a tiny lost fawn, shivering slightly. Squeaky knew what to do. He scurried to his secret stash and brought back his fluffiest, most prized moss blanket. He and Oliver gently tucked it around the little fawn, who immediately stopped shivering and snuggled into the warmth. At that very moment, a soft pink light glowed from a small, heart-shaped stone on the bear's mantelpiece. It was the gem of kindness. It floated over and merged with the whistle. Squeaky blew again. The note was now warmer, softer, and full of gentle care. Their final challenge was the gem of courage. It was guarded by the ancient owl Professor Hoot, who lived in the highest branches of the spooky oak. The spooky oak was tall, and its branches creaked in the wind, making eerie shadows dance on the snow. Squeaky was a little scared of heights, and the strange noises made his fur stand on end. "I don't know if I can," he stammered. Oliver placed a paw on his shoulder. "I'll be right here with you. We've come this far." Taking a deep breath, Squeaky started to climb. The wind howled and a branch groaned, but he kept his eyes fixed on Oliver below and the thought of his sleeping friends. Finally, he reached the top. Professor Hoot opened one large, wise eye. "Courage is not the absence of fear," the owl hooted softly, "but acting in spite of it. You have earned this." A brilliant blue gem, shining like a clear sky, flew from the owl's perch and into the whistle. Squeaky scrambled back down, his heart pounding with pride. He held the whistle, now glowing with the colors of all three gems. He took a deep breath and blew. It wasn't just a single note anymore. It was a beautiful melody, a symphony of laughter, kindness, and courage. The song swirled through the forest, a warm, golden light spreading from tree to tree. Slowly, one by one, lights began to twinkle in the windows of the woodland homes. A sleepy chirp came from a nearby nest. Robin Redbreast peeked out, blinking in the magical light. Then a rustle from a burrow, and Barnaby the Badger emerged, stretching with a mighty yawn. Soon the entire forest was awake, filled with the happy, familiar sounds of friendship. Everyone gathered around Squeaky and Oliver, cheering. They hadn't just woken up from a slumber. They felt warmer and closer to each other than ever before. Squeaky, no longer just a little squirrel, was a hero. But as he looked at all his friends, he knew he hadn't done it alone. He had done it with the help of Oliver and the magic of true friendship. The winter whistle was placed in the center of the woods, a reminder that even in the quietest, coldest times, the warmth of friendship can create the most beautiful music. And from that day on, the winter in Whispering Woods was never silent again. It was filled with laughter, songs, and the happy chatter of friends, all thanks to Squeaky and his courageous heart. Thank you so much for joining us on this WonderPaws tale. If you loved Squeaky's adventure, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe for more stories from Whispering Woods. See you next time.